not formally looked into it.
So, have you heard about their programmable chip business?
Yes.
Okay, so they announced very recently that they're planning on doing a spinoff and IPO of that part of the business. Do you remember Mobileye?
Yeah.
So kind of like that, where it seems like they'll probably keep controlling interest of the company, but IPO a bunch of it to raise cash, basically. Now, I think, considering the time frame, now they've announced it now, but it's not happening like in the immediate future. Can we agree right now is probably not a great time for an IPO?
Yeah, I think with Intel's healthy and competitive business structure, quote from
Ooh.
Pat Gelsinger there, I don't think now is the optimal time, we'll say.
Well, the market isn't really loving IPOs right this moment, right? So they plan on doing it, and they kept it pretty open, 2 to 3 years in the future is what they're saying.
Okay.
So
2 years, that's
yeah,
medium.
I think it's good keeping it a little bit open like that so that they can, maybe time it at a time when maybe they can actually get, if they're doing it to raise cash, they should really be doing it at a time where they can get a premium for that division of the company. I think they probably spun off. They IPO'd Mobileye at like the worst possible moment, if I had to, think about it. And they didn't get all that much for the portion that they IPO'd. From what I remember, it was like, what was it, like $1 billion that they got?
It was not a sizable amount, let's just say.
Yeah, like not even a dent. Like they couldn't even build one fab for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my view, that was kind of a squandered opportunity. If they had just waited for the AI bubble,
yeah. They may have
yeah,
missed the train on that one for
yeah,
sure.
yep. So that's kind of what I'm
Intel.
watching. I mean, Intel went up a little bit when they announced it, but I mean, it's kind of more or less flat. Honestly, I'm not really looking for any big news stories to turn it around. Just looking at them to execute on the plan.
Well, let's hope that goes through, because Intel, obviously, I feel that's a long-term play for sure.
For
You
sure.
guys can call it cigar butts all you want. Cigar butts, falling knives,
Well,
half open
here's the thing.
Funko Pop boxes,
I mean,
whatever you guys want to call it.
hey, I was down like what 40% or something on Intel after they cut the dividend, and I'm showing green on that thing today. So like between the dividends, the options premium, and the price appreciation, I'm actually okay, and I think in the long run I'll be even better, baby.
I want to talk about Pat Gelsinger.
Okay.
I know.
What about good old Pat?
I know. We poke fun at our boy Pat Gelsinger a little bit for talking about his healthy competitive dividends. But
Yep.
from your perspective, what do you think is his biggest weakness and his biggest strength? Because I kind of have my own 2 cents from my research that I've done.
So he reminds me like, he's kind of a geeky guy in a sense. He strikes me like he really like he gives me like those. And I'm not saying he's exactly like them, but he gives me like the Bill Gates, Steve Jobs vibe of being like a geeky guy that's legitimately into the technology side of things.
Yeah.
But with that, I don't think he's maybe necessarily as wise when it comes to the financials.
That's my
sense. But I think Intel has been under the thumb of the bean counters for a little too long, and it's killed their innovation. And I think he's more on the innovation side and less the bean counter side. And I think good companies during different times, they need each thing.
They need a mix balance.
Yeah. They need the bean counters to kind of hold the dreamers in check to an extent, and they need both for sure in the long run. So I think right now is the time when Intel needed a Pat Gelsinger. The geeky technology, enthusiast, more so than it needed the bean counters. The bean counters